What's up, guys, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to a video made by another YouTuber. His name is Swaikage, and it's going to be his video titled "Could Naruto Beat the Akatsuki?" So we're going to see what happens in this video. I think Naruto could, but we're going to see how he explains it, how he breaks it down. So I hope you guys are really excited for this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, join the family. Also, don't forget to go check out the original video, support him, and everything like that. See you guys in the video.
War arc Naruto, and to be more specific, not Naruto from the early stages of the war arc, like right after he gained the ability to enter QB chakra mode, but like full power pre-Six Paths Naruto, the one who could stack Sage mode on top of KCM2. Now, even though I think Madara has an overall easier time against the Akatsuki, I think it's easier to make an argument in Naruto's favor than it is to do the same for Madara because of a handful of different factors. The first is that if everyone is in character here, then Naruto will enter this fight with a decent amount of intel on multiple Akatsuki members. Naruto knows practically everything about pain, and he also knows a good bit about the abilities of Deidara, Kakazu, and Itachi. He should also have a pretty decent understanding of how Obito's Kamui functions, since he learned a fair bit about it when Kakashi identified the jutsu's weaknesses. Now, for the sake of fairness, that would also mean that any member of the Akatsuki that's fought Naruto in the past would have to go into this fight with any knowledge they gained from fighting Naruto. And for multiple Odama Rasengan, a Rasen Shuriken, and then do this thing where he created like 200 shadow clones and then had all of them shove Odama Rasengan into Madara's oncoming wood release jutsu. One clone did all of these things, and it was created by a Naruto who was substantially weaker than the one that we're talking about in this video. This tires him out or anything. We also know that at the bare minimum, he's able to make 12 of these, as we can see on this page here, where there are 13 Narutos in panel. The original
That's more than the Akatsuki even got.
This actually means, funnily enough, that Naruto outnumbers the Akatsuki. Even if you throw Orochimaru and Zetsu into the mix, the Akatsuki only has 11 members, so if
some people will have to fight
one of Naruto's shadow clones, there'd still be one clone and the original Naruto left over for everyone to deal with. Without Orochimaru and Zetsu there, even if everybody took out one clone each, there'd still be 3 clones plus the original Naruto left for them to fight, and this is also generously assuming that each member of the Akatsuki is able to defeat one of Naruto's shadow clones. This is also assuming in the series that perfect Jinchuriki are basically unaffected by Genjutsu. So in the event that Naruto is trapped in a Genjutsu, like say for instance Itachi's or Obito's, Kurama should be able to break him out pretty easily, and now you could maybe argue that B was a special case or something, since Obito was able to put Yagura, another perfect Jinchuriki, in a Genjutsu so strong that it put him under Obito's complete and total control. But you'd think that if he could do something like that to Naruto, he would have just done it while they were fighting, or you think at the very least that he'd try to attempt it or something, but he never even brings up using Genjutsu against Naruto, like even as an offshoot possibility. So I don't think Genjutsu will play much of a role in this fight. Naruto also doesn't have to look Obito or Itachi in the eye. He can just close his eyes the way Kabuto did and sense where all of the Akatsuki are at until Obito and Itachi are taken care of. Even worth talking about, the only ones that I think really have the potential to make any kind of meaningful difference here are Itachi, Pain, and Obito. Everyone else gets dealt with pretty quickly, and let me go ahead and go over each one briefly to explain why I think this. So Kakazu, who I think is one of the Akatsuki's strongest members, got hit by a Rasen Shuriken being carried by base Naruto, and it killed him. And yeah, Kakazu had 3 of his hearts taken out already by the time he was hit by this Rasen Shuriken, but I don't think that really matters. Maybe this is hyperbole, but right after seeing the Rasen Shuriken in action, Kakashi says that the number of attacks is almost infinite, and Tsunade later says that it rips the target apart at a cellular level. So I think if he got hit by another one, especially one that was amped up by the power boost provided by Sage Mode and KCM2, Kakazu would be toast. And if we're taking Naruto, Konan nearly died after Obito stabbed her with a metal rod, so I think if she got hit by a planetary Rasengan or 2, she'd probably kick the bucket. Deidara just simply isn't fast enough to compete with Naruto. He flat out says during his fight with Sasuke that Sasuke is too fast for him to handle since he killed himself. I think it's safe to say that if Kakazu, who tanked having a Biju bomb shot right at his face from point-blank range, was killed by a Rasen Shuriken, Deidara probably
it'd be over.
The same probably goes for Sasori, and even though Naruto would have to try a bit harder since he'd have to break the Hiruko shell before he could do any real damage to Sasori himself, I mean, landing 2 attacks isn't that much to ask of him. In KCM1, which is Akatsuki's other members, I'd be inclined to put more faith into Kisame if we hadn't seen Naruto make a complete joke out of him. Like, fresh after acquiring the ability to enter
that's when he
chakra
died too.
mode, Naruto blitzes Kisame pretty badly and forces him to start coughing up blood with one kick. Hands. Aside from the big three I mentioned earlier, that just leaves Hidan, and I don't think anybody's gonna claim Hidan has a chance against this form of Naruto, so I think I can pretty safely move on. Now, some capable of creating at least 12 super clones, all capable of doing the same sort of crazy nonsense that the one he sent to assist.
See, that's the problem.
This means that the Akatsuki will be forced to essentially fight 13 Narutos at
it's gonna be one-on-one.
And that means that the fight's going to devolve into a bunch of one-on-one fights anyway.
If not 2v1. Yeah, oh my goodness.
One or more of Naruto's shadow clones. And so starting with Itachi, like I already said, his genjutsu won't work here. So he's going to have to rely on Amaterasu, his Susanoo, Nami in this fight. Like, he should know that the moment he exits his Susanoo, Naruto is going to blitz him into next.
No, I love Itachi, but yeah.
Stage Naruto, and he is dead. And I think that's just expecting a bit too much from Itachi, especially with his sickness being a problem. Anyway, so as for the Susanoo, the Yaramir is pretty strong, and I mean, everybody thinks that it can block anything or whatever. Isn't the case. Naruto has so many ways of dealing with the Yaramir. Like, the worst case scenario,
you can just go around it too.
Have to wait for Itachi's chakra supply to deplete itself. Then his Susanoo will automatically disappear, and he'll basically be able to secure a free win. As for the Totsuka blade, I mean, Naruto
so Itachi would die.
He watched Itachi one-shot Nagato with it, and since all but one of the paths went down to standard baseline attacks, Naruto should be able to take most of them out with a single Rasen Rinnegan, and that would just leave the Diva path left over, and the only thing that he has that Naruto would have to worry about is, like, Chibaku Tensei, and considering what it took to blow up Nagato's gravity sphere, I think that a volley of beach
but the whole Akatsuki there, you can't really use that.
At the Ten Tails, especially when amped by the power of Senjutsu, would be capable of producing.
Unless he was like, forget it.
Even if Naruto does somehow get trapped inside of Chibaku Tensei, he can just break out by manifesting his Kurama avatar. And for Pain, that would kind of suck, because if he were to use Chibaku Tensei, he'd end up sealing a handful of other Akatsuki members inside. So
right, that's what I said.
Obito, and the problem with Obito here is it's pretty simple. The only thing he can do to Naruto is suck him into the Kamui dimension. Problem with that is the first Naruto that gets trapped there is probably...
Well, he's still got other skills too, but
Obito will
wouldn't
still
probably
have
make a
plenty
difference.
of other clones along with the real Naruto to deal with. Now, whenever Naruto tries to attack him, Obito is probably going to have to use Kamui to slip through the attack if he doesn't want to take some serious damage. Whenever he does, though, the Naruto that's inside of the Kamui dimension will be able to damage him. We saw this happen when offensively, he can't phase through attacks at the same time, and I think we can all agree that Naruto is definitely fast enough to capitalize on Obito materializing his body, and since Obito can't take very many punishing physical hits, it won't take long for Naruto to get rid of him. Now, we're also talking about Orange Mask Obito, not White Mask War Arc Obito, who got the same sort of plot buff that Kakashi did. He's just a lot more physically impressive.
That video just put into perspective how strong and raw Naruto really is. Like, honestly, the Akatsuki they don't have a chance. Like, he even said, like, even if they try to fight as a team, it wouldn't matter anyway, because they wouldn't be able to, because it'll end up being a one-on-one, if not two-on-one for certain people. And I'm guessing Naruto will put the two shadow clones on Pain, Itachi, and Obi-Wan, on Obito. I watch too much Star Wars. On Obito, because, you know, those are the three top dudes. So he'd be like, okay, I'm just sending the two Yahweh, and the other ones can handle the other ones. So that would just be like, GG, it's over. And it's like, that is ridiculous. Like, the whole team gone? Oh, I think he should have mentioned Samihara, though, when he did mention Kisame. Like, why didn't you mention Samihara? Because Kisame usually has Samihara. I mean, at the time when he died, he didn't. But I can actually see why he didn't mention those other abilities that I'm talking about, just because, honestly, they wouldn't have made a difference. Like, at the end of the day, they still would have died. And that is just mind-blowing. I mean, honestly, before I watched this video, I thought, yeah, Naruto gonna win. I mean, Naruto was a beast. So, but I do like the way he presented the topic, and I do like the way that, I like him. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. I'm gonna subscribe. I'm gonna check him out. You guys should do the same. Go support him, because he's really good at what he's doing. And he's really, I just like the way he kind of like put everything together, and just, he make everything very easy to follow and very like bam, bam, bam. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and join the family. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.